So, wouldn't we all like to have the face of blind Bartimaeus? He was quite impressive. It's one of my favorite stories, actually, even though it's just a little one. So, we're going to look today at Mark 10, verse 46 through to the end of the chapter. It's the story of blind Bartimaeus. Now they came to Jericho, and as he went out of Jericho with his disciples and a great multitude, blind Bartimaeus, the son of Timaeus, sat by the road begging. And when he heard that it was Jesus of Nazareth, he began to cry out and say, Jesus, Son of David, have mercy on me. Then many warned him to be quiet, but he cried out all the more, Son of David, have mercy on me. So Jesus stood still and commanded him to be called. And they called the blind men, saying to him, Be of good cheer, rise, he is calling you. And throwing aside his garment, he rose and came to Jesus. So Jesus answered and said to him, What do you want me to do for you? And the blind men said to him, Rabboni, that I might receive my sight. Then Jesus said to him, Go your way, your faith has made you well. And immediately he received his sight and went his way. No, he didn't go his way. He received his sight and he followed Jesus on the road. Okay, there's some amazing things in here, I think. First of all, blind Bartimaeus, he must have been on there on a regular basis. They used to have their robes and their garments, and they'd have their beggar's bowl in front of them. So he was out there on the road hoping to get, alms from people as they went by. Whenever he hears it's Jesus of Nazareth, what he cries out is, Son of David, have mercy on me. What that means that blind Bartimaeus was saying that Jesus was the Son of David, and what that means is he was saying that Jesus was the promised Messiah. The promised Messiah was always going to be from the line of David, which of course, according to Matthew, he was in both Joseph's side and in Mary's side. So by Bartimaeus crying out, Son of David, it means that he believed that Jesus was the Messiah that was to come. And then Jesus calls him and they say, rise up. Immediately, what does he do? He's got all his bits around him because he's begging and he's got his little spot. Immediately he rises up, he throws away his begging garments, and he goes to Jesus straight away. He does not hesitate. To me, that's an act of faith, that he's putting away all his begging stuff and he goes straight to Jesus. And then Jesus says, what do you want me to do for you? It's like he's really calm about it all, but Bartimaeus is right there. And Bartimaeus says to him, Rabboni. Notice he says Rabboni, not rabbi. Rabboni is a more intimate form and it implies a greater respect. Rabbi was just their word for teacher or master. But Rabboni means great teacher or my Lord. So to me, just by his language and by what he's saying, it's really obvious to me that Bartimaeus believed that Jesus was the Christ. He believed that Jesus was his Lord. He acknowledged him as his Lord. And then Jesus said to him, go your way, your faith has made you well. Because he obviously had faith. He knew Jesus had the power and the authority, and he believed he was the Son of God. So immediately he received his sight, and he did go his own way. His own way was to follow Jesus, which I think is the best testimony of all. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed that as much as I did. Thanks very much.